Wait, this is your business? My cousin Tyler laughed, holding up my phone like it was trash. A few people snickered. Someone actually clapped sarcastically. I felt my jaw tighten. It's not a joke, I said. I built it myself. Oh yeah? My uncle leaned back. Selling digital junk online, that's what you call a career now? More laughter. Meanwhile, your brother's closing six-figure deals. My mom added quietly like that, didn't cut deeper. I swallowed it. Because what they didn't know. That little page they were mocking was already making more than all of them combined. And in a few weeks, at the biggest industry awards in the country, they wouldn't be laughing. They'd be staring. My name's Ryan Malik. And in my family, success had a very specific look. Corner office. Corporate title. Respect. Anything outside of that? You were the disappointment. My dad spent 30 years in banking, structured, disciplined, predictable. My older brother said, golden child. Top business school, fast promotions, the kind of guy relatives brag about at weddings. And then there was me. The guy playing around on the internet. That's what they called it. Didn't matter that I was working 12 to 14 hours a day. Didn't matter that I taught myself everything from scratch: design, branding, marketing. To them, if you weren't wearing a suit, you weren't serious. It started with a simple idea. I built a small online brand selling digital products, social media kits, brand templates, content packs. No investors. No team. Just me and a laptop. First month? Nothing. Second month? Still nothing. I remember refreshing my dashboard over and over, hoping for a sale that never came. Then one night, 2:17 a.m. Ping. $9.99. I just stared at the screen. Not because of the money. Because someone somewhere chose me. That changed everything. I went all in. We built my store. Studied algorithms and tested content like crazy. Days blurred into nights. Weeks turned into months. And slowly, it started working. Real customers. Real traction. Real money. But at home? Same story. You're still doing that online thing? My dad asked one morning without even looking up from his coffee. You should apply somewhere, my mom added, at least part-time. My brother didn't even bother hiding it. Bro, be honest, how long are you gonna pretend this is going somewhere? I didn't argue. Didn't explain. Didn't prove anything. Because every time I tried, it turned into a joke. So I stopped talking. And just kept building. By month 11, I was quietly pulling in more than my brother's salary. But I didn't say a word. Not because I was scared. Because I was watching. Something felt off. They mocked me to my face. But behind the scenes, they were paying attention. Too much attention. My uncle randomly asked about my clients. My cousin Tyler suddenly wanted to collaborate. Even my brother started asking what platforms I used. It wasn't curiosity. It felt like strategy. Like they didn't believe in me. But they wanted access to whatever I was building. And then one night, I heard something I wasn't supposed to hear. Voices coming from the living room. My name mentioned, followed by a sentence that made my blood run cold. He has no idea what's about to happen. I froze, heart pounding. Because in that moment, I realized something. They weren't just laughing at me anymore. They were planning something. And whatever it was going to hit me hard. I shouldn't have listened. But I did. He's built the audience already, my uncle said. All we need is access. My brother laughed. He trusts me. Getting his back end won't be hard. My stomach dropped. I stepped back quietly, but it was too late. 2 days later, my cousin Tyler invited me to a family dinner. Said it was to support my business. I should have known. Halfway through dinner, my uncle stood up. So, Rayan, he smirked, why don't you show everyone your little online store? Phones came out. Cameras on? I hesitated, but my brother whispered, relax, it's exposure. So I opened my dashboard and froze. 0 balance. 0 orders. Everything wiped. What the hell? I whispered. Tyler burst out laughing. Bro got hacked. No, my uncle said calmly. Maybe your business just isn't real. The room exploded in laughter. Wait, you mean he's been lying this whole time? Someone said. My face burned. I looked at my brother. He didn't even meet my eyes. That's when I knew. This wasn't an accident. They didn't just humiliate me. They took everything and made me look like a fraud. I didn't sleep that night. Or the next. Every login attempt failed. Emails changed, passwords locked. Years of work gone. I sat in the dark, staring at my screen. Refreshing, hoping nothing. Maybe they were right. Maybe I was stupid. Naive. Trusting. I replayed that dinner over and over. The laughter. The looks. My brother's silence. That hurt the most. Not the loss. The betrayal. I stopped answering calls. Ignored messages. Even clients who tried reaching out, I couldn't respond. Because what would I say? I lost everything. Days passed. Then weeks. Savings started running low. Doubt crept in. Maybe I should just quit. Get a job. Be normal. That night, I opened my laptop one last time. Scrolled through old files. Leftover drafts. Unused designs. Fragments of what used to be something real. My hands hovered over the delete button. Maybe it was time to let it go. But then one question hit me. If they took everything, why were they still watching me? That question wouldn't leave me. So I dug deeper. Old email logs, backup folders, forgotten cloud drives. And then I found it. A secondary admin alert. My account wasn't destroyed. It was transferred to a new brand name. One I recognized instantly. My brother's. My chest tightened. They didn't just ruin me. They rebranded me. Using my designs, my audience, my systems. But they made one mistake. They didn't know about the silent partner. The investor I never told anyone about. The one person who had full legal documentation of everything I built. And when I called him, he didn't hesitate. Send me everything, he said. It's time they learn. For the first time in weeks, I smiled. Because now, I wasn't reacting anymore. I was planning. The night of the industry awards arrived. Packed hall, big names, cameras everywhere. And right in the front row, my family. Dressed sharp, confident. My brother sat there like he owned the place. Because, technically, he thought he did. When their brand name was announced for Rising Digital Business of the Year, they stood up, smiling, proud, walking toward the stage. And then, before we proceed, the host interrupted, "We've just received an urgent update regarding this nomination." The room shifted. Confusion, whispers. A large screen lit up behind them. Contracts. Ownership files. Creation timestamps. All under one name. Mine. Gasps filled the room. "This business," the host continued, "has been legally disputed due to intellectual property theft." My brother's smile vanished. My uncle looked around, panicking. And the original creator. The spotlight moved. Landed on me. I stood up slowly. Every step toward that stage felt like reclaiming something they tried to erase. The room was silent. Watching. Waiting, and I took the mic. Looked straight at them. "You didn't just underestimate me," I said calmly. "You tried to erase me." Pause. "But here's the thing." I glanced at the screen, then back at their frozen faces. "You can steal access, but you can't steal ownership." Then applause. Loud, rising, relentless. And for the first time, they weren't laughing. They were exposed.